2003年3月17日，美国总统布希向伊拉克领导人萨达姆·侯赛因发出最后通牒，要求其在48小时内放弃权力并离开伊拉克，否则将采取军事行动。在此之前，美国指控伊拉克拥有大规模杀伤性武器 WMD， 并支持恐怖主义，认为其对全球安全构成威胁。然而，这些指控始终未被完全证实。3月20日，美军联合少数盟国部队对伊拉克发起大规模军事攻击，代号伊拉克自由行动。空袭首先摧毁巴格达及其他主要城市的军事设施，随后展开地面攻势。这场战争的目标是推翻萨达姆政权，并建立一个亲美民主的伊拉克政府。今天的内容是当时的美国总统布希向伊拉克政权发起的宣战声明，一起来看吧。
10 years ago, on March 19, 2003, President Bush announced the start of military action in Iraq, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Up next, his 5-minute address from the Oval Office.
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger. On my orders, coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war.
Undermine 是一个英语动词，其核心意思是指削弱或逐渐损害。例句 ：Constant criticism can undermine a person's confidence. 持续的批评可能会削弱一个人的信心。
These are opening stages of what will be a broad and concerted campaign. More than 35 countries are giving crucial support, from the use of naval and air bases to help with intelligence and logistics to the deployment of combat units. Every nation in this coalition has chosen to bear the duty and share the honor of serving in our common defense. To all the men and women of the United States Armed Forces now in the Middle East, the peace of a troubled world and the hopes of an oppressed people now depend on you.
Depend on 这里指的是取决于，寄希望于。例句 Success depends on hard work and determination. 成功取决于努力和决心。
That trust is well placed. The enemies you confront will come to know your skill and bravery. The people you liberate will witness the honorable and decent spirit of the American military. In this conflict, America faces an enemy who has no regard for conventions of war or rules of morality.
No regard for 的意思是完全不顾或对毫不在意。例句 He speaks rudely, showing no regard for other people's feelings. 他说话很粗鲁，完全不顾他人的感受。
Saddam Hussein has placed Iraqi troops and equipment in civilian areas, attempting to use innocent men, women, and children as shields for his own military, a final atrocity against his people. I want Americans and all the world to know that coalition forces will make every effort to spare innocent civilians from harm. A campaign on the harsh terrain of a nation as large as California could be longer and more difficult than some predict. And helping Iraqis achieve a united, stable, and free country will require our sustained commitment. We come to Iraq with respect for its citizens, for their great civilization, and for the religious faiths they practice. We have no ambition in Iraq except to remove a threat and restore control of that country to its own people. I know that the families of our military are praying that all those who serve will return safely and soon. Millions of Americans are praying with you for the safety of your loved ones and for the protection of the innocent. For your sacrifice, you have the gratitude and respect of the American people. And you can know that our forces will be coming home as soon as their work is done. Our nation enters this conflict reluctantly.
Reluctantly 的意思是勉强的、不情愿的。例句 She reluctantly agreed to help him with the project. 她勉强同意帮他完成项目。
Yet our purpose is sure. The people of the United States and our friends and allies will not live at the mercy of an outlaw regime that threatens the peace with weapons of mass murder. We will meet that threat now with our Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines, so that we do not have to meet it later with armies of firefighters and police and doctors on the streets of our cities. Now that conflict has come, the only way to limit its duration is to apply decisive force. And I assure you, this will not be a campaign of half measures, and we will accept no outcome but victory. My fellow citizens, the dangers to our country and the world will be overcome. We will pass through this time of peril and carry on the work of peace.
Pass through 的意思是穿过、经过、经历，在这里只经历某个事件。例句 She passed through a difficult time after losing her job. 她失业后经历了一段艰难时期。Peril 是一个名词，表示危险、风险，也可以用作动词，表示实处于危险中。例句 The journey was filled with peril. 这次旅程充满了危险。
We will defend our freedom. We will bring freedom to others, and we will prevail. May God bless our country and all who defend her.
伊拉克战争开始的时候，美国民众出于对恐怖主义的痛恨和对世界和平的向往，普遍支持美国政府发起这场正义战争。然而，伴随战事的发展，尤其到了战争的中后期，舆论导向却开始调转，转而反对这场战争。因为美国政府当初声明的开战理由之一是伊拉克拥有大规模杀伤性武器，这个事实会威胁到美国和国际社会的安全，但在伊拉克境内并未发现任何大规模杀伤性武器。此外，我们都知道，美国在伊拉克建立一个民主政府的计划得证实失败，反而不少专家认为这场战争事实上催化了极端恐怖主义，如伊斯兰国在伊拉克的兴起。此战为美国带来了巨大的财政负担，并导致美国的国际声望大幅下降，成为21世纪最具争议的军事行动之一。那么，你如何看待伊拉克战争呢？请留下你的看法。好了，今天的内容就到这里，我是7号联络员，我们下次再见。